Aye, she's fine, thanks for asking. Is the tweet every average English fan says whenever they hear the club Motherwell. I'm absolutely certain that Tottenham have only accepted this friendly just so that their fans can go mental on Twitter with that joke. It's dead. Hey guys, Gogsy here, and a massive thanks to Chris for allowing me on his channel again after that fantastic 0-0 win Scotland had over England in the Euros. I can't believe I've been allowed back. But yeah, this time we're going to be talking about Motherwell against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, the last time Motherwell played Tottenham, believe it or not, I think it was in the Anglo Cup, and Motherwell knocked Tottenham out of it. So this is a great chance for Tottenham to get some revenge. And it must have been in the 80s that game happened. I am Motherwell's equivalent to Chris, if you want to say that. I do vlogs of going to all the Motherwell games, and sometimes I get a cheeky chance to interview the odd player and that. So yeah, that's who I am. I'm Gogsy99 on YouTube. This season so far, Motherwell started with a European tour which was cut short after one measly fixture against Sligo Rovers. We lost 3-0 in aggregate, and it was as bad as what I've just stated. Graham Alexander left the day after Motherwell crashed out of Europe, and we appointed Stevie Hamill. And in his first official game against Aberdeen, we won 3-2, and it was 3-2 going on about 8-7. It was one of the best games I've seen in a while. But there is a theme going on here. Motherwell played quite well across the 16 games, and I think we're a bit unfortunate to be in 9th position. Now with VAR coming in, because VAR has come in midway through our season, which has sort of put things out of kilter. I think it's a great introduction, because now Celtic and Rangers aren't really getting away with as much as they did before VAR came into play. However, there have been a few discrepancies with VAR and the way it's used in Scotland. Pretty much like how it was used in England to start off with before they've sort of... Well, I don't know if England has really settled with VAR, but they're just living with it. In a league of 12, we may be 9th, but it's still within our grasp to actually get a couple of results back and start building momentum. And if we get a run, then you never know, we could become quite comfortable in the top 6. The key players that I want to talk about going into this fixture, there are a lot of players that we've got that are interesting for our level, I would say. We've got the likes of Callum Slattery, who started off at Southampton. He was a really good signing by Graham Alexander, and he's definitely one of our better players. Matt Penny, who's on loan from Ipswich right now. He is a really good left back. Obviously, it's nowhere near, all these players are nowhere near Premier League quality. However, there are some with potential. For our standard anyway. Speaking of Premier League quality, actually, we've got Stuart McKinstry, who is on loan from Leeds, and he started off at Motherwell, and he has bedded himself back into the club really well, and I actually quite enjoy watching him play. And our two front men, Kevin Van Veen, who has been nicknamed the Budget Bergkamp, and Louis Moult as well, who looked a very good player when he was coming back fit on loan from Burton Albion. It's going to be an interesting one to see what sort of team Tottenham line up with, because obviously the majority of the world beaters that Tottenham have are at the World Cup themselves, and they won't be back yet, or they won't be ready to be bedded back into club football yet. I reckon we'll be a decent test for Tottenham in terms of the players that don't get enough game time. The young players I'd say that I would like to see get a good run is Dean Cornelius, who's already established in the first team, Lennon Miller, who became our youngest ever player, coming on in a 4-0 win against Inverness Caledonian Thistle earlier on in the season, and Keane Spears, who made his debut on the first game of the season against St Mirren. I expect we may go with the 4-3-3 formation with Blair Spittle playing
in off Kevin Van Veen and Louis Moult as a sort of number 10. And my prediction, we'll go with a 1-1 draw, because you never know what friendlies are going to offer up. So I'm just going to stay neutral in this one. But thanks, Chris, for having me, and hopefully it's a decent enough game. I will be live streaming my reaction on my YouTube channel from 12:45. So be there or be square. Anyway, thank you guys.